Good people of YouTube, my name is Spanner, welcome back to another episode of Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc. Sakura has been murdered, so it's time for us to investigate. Okay, this is where we smashed the window to open the door. So let's go from the beginning. We found Sakura here, we saw her through the window. Right? I suppose this chair was blocking the door, so we could not get in. We had to break the window to be able to move it and open the door. So, a locked room murder. Huh. This locker is interesting. Could the killer have been hiding here? Okay, anyway. Let's start by speaking with these guys. What do you want? You're bothering me, go away! He's not even trying to hide how much he despises me. I'd better go before he crushes my soul completely. We already know who did it. Byakuya, Toko or Hiro, it had to be one of them. What if it was you? What if it was you? That would be an interesting twist. They couldn't stand the sight of her. You agree with me, don't you, Makoto? Well, I don't want to say anything for sure without finding out more. Then let me help you find out more. You see, Sakura asked all three of them to meet with her, you know where? Right here in the rec room. What? After I went to the nurse's office this morning, Sakura and I both left together, right? Well, eventually she went off on her own, but when I saw her again after that, she told me. She said she left a note for each of them. She asked them to meet her in the rec room by noon. By noon? The Monokuma file said she died right around then. I'm telling you the truth, I heard it right from Sakura herself, and I tried to stop her. But she wouldn't listen. She said not to worry, that she just wanted to talk to all of them. And this is what happened. If I'd stopped her by force even, this never would have happened. Hina. It's impossible not to have regrets, I know. Okay, we got Aoi's account. But the fact that she had asked those three to meet with her, and she asked them to come to the rec room at noon, the same time and place she ended up dying. It might be good to confirm what I just heard with the three of them directly. Okay, Byakuya, what do you have to say for yourself? What do you want? You're bothering me. There's something I'd like to talk to you about. Make it quick. Is it true that Sakura asked you to meet her in the rec room? So, you found out. Interesting. Then it's true? I did receive a note to that effect, yes. But what fool would do what it said and risk being killed by that monster? So you didn't go to see her? Of course not. I ripped the note to shreds and threw it away. I haven't seen Sakura today at all. Byakuya says he didn't go see her. Is that the truth? Well, until I can prove otherwise, I have no choice but to accept it as fact. If you're all finished, please remove yourself from my sight. Okay, thanks. Okay, we got his account. Okay, what about Kyoko? But for Sakura to have been killed, yeah, she's not the type who would go down without a fight. And she certainly didn't, I would say. She was the ultimate martial artist, strong in body, mind and spirit. So how was the killer able to get the upper hand on her? What if Well, I'm thinking poison, but what if it was a... I mean, she was the ultimate martial artist after all. What if the poison really took a long time to weaken her? Several days? Maybe? Then wouldn't that be someone that... maybe that would even be before we found out she was the spy. I wonder, did someone get the upper hand? They must have taken her by surprise, right? Certainly they would have needed to if they expected to stand any chance against her. Okay, do I check the door? This door is the only way in or out of the rec room. The door doesn't have a lock and there's no evidence that the mountings have been tampered with. The only notable change to the door is the smashed window, which happened of course when I broke it to get inside. There's no evidence that any kind of string or mechanism was used on the door. In other words, I don't see anything suspicious about the door itself. There's some kind of plastic container rolling around near the entrance to the room. Oh, Protenzyme X, the thing Sakura was taking. Maybe they poisoned it. But if they poisoned it, wasn't there a chance that Hina would have taken some as well, unless she's the one that poisoned it? It looks like a protein drink, and it's empty. Sakura must have drank it. Everyone knows how much she loved her protein. And she mentioned more than once how protein was good for all sorts of ailments. I wouldn't take that to heart if I were you. I know. But still this protein can. It's got a label on it that says Chem A2. That reminds me, Sakura mentioned how the Chem lab had all kinds of health stuff. So she must have gotten this from the Chem lab. But that's strange. Huh? What is? You see what's scattered around the can? The glass? Oh, it's underneath the can. Shards of light blue glass. They must be parts of the window I broke to get inside, but they're underneath. So unless we accidentally moved it once we got in, there is no chance they would get underneath. But they aren't just scattered around the can, they're also underneath it. Why does that matter? I can't say for sure yet, but you're probably going to want to take note of it. I feel like it'll become an important clue later on. An important clue? I'm not sure I see how. Well, so the killer probably made it look... so the window probably is already broken. It was already broken, the killer somehow replaced the glass. He broke it from the outside, used some sort of string to pull the chair close to the door, closed the window again. So because he knew, or she, once we opened the door, the only way we could do it is if we broke the window. And there would be more glass to disguise the other glass. Interesting. This is nothing. 12 PM noon, so roughly an hour ago. Was that when Kyoko and I were moving alter ego? Okay, what is this piece of cloth? This looks like some kind of wrapper. Ah, that's... Do you recognize it, Hina? Well, yeah, I mean, I gave it to her. That's a candy wrapper. Sakura's got super upset when she found out Genocide Jack had attacked me, right? So after we left the nurse's office, I gave it to her. I thought it might help her calm down a little. So you gave that candy to Sakura? I found a big box of it in the warehouse, I really like them. Actually, as soon as we could get into the warehouse, I took the entire box back to my room. I made sure nobody else could get their hands on them. You really like them that much? But I wanted Sakura to get a chance to try one for herself, that's why I gave it to her. But now they've lost all their flavor. Hina. Why is this relevant? Not sure yet. What is this? There are shards of glass scattered all around the chair Sakura was sitting on. Oh, it's a bottle. The glass is all red and these are the top and bottom sections of a bottle, right? The bottles there that are in this very room. So this must have originally been a bottle. Huh? There's something else on the ground near the glass. It's a figure. It fits in the palm of my hands. It's a Monokuma figure. Okay, it's the same as this, right? There are 4 red bottles lined up on the shelf. And inside each bottle there's some kind of Monokuma figure. What I'm wondering is how they'd get those figures inside the bottles. It's no different from your standard ship in a bottle. Huh? You know, where the bottle's opening is smaller than the boat placed inside. You've never seen that? Oh yeah, maybe I have. So this is the Monokuma version of that. A Monokuma bottle, if you will. I feel like I'm finally starting to make sense of things little by little. The Monokuma bottles sitting on the shelf. The Monokuma figure we found on the ground. The red shards of glass which probably started out as a bottle. Which would mean Sakura must have been hit in the head with a Monokuma bottle, right? The shards of glass and the Monokuma figure are evidence of that. So I think it's safe to say that the Monokuma bottle was the weapon. Okay, what about the locker? Huh? The locker's open and there's on the inside. It's a handprint? What's a handprint doing here? It looks like someone touched the inside of the locker and it left a handprint in all the dust. And it looks quite fresh too. I'd say someone was hiding here in the locker and they left behind a little something extra. So then, maybe the killer hid in here until the locked room was open, don't you think? And during all the confusion, they popped out and joined the rest of the group. Unfortunately, that's not a possibility. Huh? Why not? Think back, before we opened the door, we looked inside the room, right? Oh yeah, and the locker was already open at that point. So there's no way someone could have hidden in there until after we opened the door. Well, they probably hid in there to take Sakura by surprise, maybe. Yeah, so then, what does this handprint mean? Oh, I'm thinking something quite interesting. So, let's see. What if I mean, Sakura called 3 people, right? But never mind that. Someone else could have done it anyways. So what if what if more than 1 people was trying to kill her? Someone poisoned the drink and someone completely different was hidden inside the closet and struck her with the bottle. And that person thinks they killed her, when in fact maybe it was the poison. The same shelf full of magazines. There's all different kinds of magazines here. What about this blood? There's a blood stain in front of the magazine shelf. It must have come from Sakura, right? But that doesn't make sense. Why is it so far away from where she died? I mean, what if she was just waiting around? Well, she was vomiting blood. This one is quite interesting. Quite interesting indeed. Sakura drew her last breath sitting slumped forward in this chair. There's obvious evidence of the blow to the head Sakura suffered. Normally, I wouldn't have any problem believing that that's what killed her. But according to the Monokuma file, she had also vomited blood. And I can see a trace of blood on her lips for sure. So what would have caused her to vomit blood? The Monokuma file specifically said she hadn't suffered any other injuries. Maybe her getting hit on the head somehow caused her to start vomiting blood? Not a chance. Byakuya. However, your eyes have landed on the most interesting location. Interesting? Yes, most interesting, don't you agree? No, I don't think I'd call it interesting. But it does make me wonder. The reason Sakura vomited blood absolutely has to be connected to why she died. Yeah, blood. So maybe she vomited the blood there. She sat down, ate some candy. Someone was hidden here, came from behind, struck her in the head, and then left and tried to make all this locked room. But the true killer was the poisoner. I like that theory. Can I leave? Did I? Oh, the chair. The chair was shoved up against the doorknob, so we couldn't get the door to open. There's no evidence that any kind of string or mechanism was used on the chair. In other words, there's no reason to think the chair had anything special done to it. Having examined both the door and the chair, there's no doubt the reason the door didn't open was simply because the chair was shoved up against it. This kept the door knob from turning and the door from opening. And there was no evidence of the door or chair being tampered with or anything like that. So the killer must have created the locked door from the inside, not from the outside. But what about the glass underneath the protein drink? Well, Makoto, have you finished with your general investigation? Yeah, I think so, for the most part. Then you should probably go talk with people now. I'm on guard duty, so I can't leave. Which is why I've decided you'll go in my place. She's decided? She's gotten a lot more pushy since we had our issue. But she's right, I do have to go talk to the others. Sakura wanted to meet with 2 other people. I need to hear what they have to say. Those other two probably went back to their rooms. Oh, I'm going there now. I wanted to go to the 4th floor. Check out the chemical room. Okay, so... Miss Toko. Or Jill, whatever. I pressed the doorbell. Ding dong. And after a few seconds... No, regular Toko. Huh? Who's there? Ah, the most negative aura I've ever felt. An aura of total decay. Well, what do you want? So you're back to normal. Genocide Jack isn't around anymore. Don't even say her name, it makes me sick to my stomach. I was in such a good mood too. She didn't look like she was in a good mood. Hey, I was hoping to talk to you about something. Is now a bad time? Obviously annoyed, Toko slithered out into the hall. What do you want? You said you wanted to talk to me about something? I wanted to talk about the fact that Sakura had asked to meet with you. What? I don't know what you're talking about. Byakuya already told me she had asked to meet with him. What? She wanted to meet with Master too? I just said two, didn't I? I guess now it's totally obvious, huh? Yeah, pretty much, so can you tell me about it? I admit I did get the notes, but I didn't go see her. I was scared, so couldn't bring myself to go. What if Genocide Jack did go? Toko claims she didn't go see her, but can I really believe her? Well, until I can prove otherwise, I have no choice but to accept it as fact. Is that good enough? That I'm going back to my room? With that, Toko quickly retreated into her room. Okay, now Hero. I pressed the doorbell. Ding dong. And after a few seconds... What's up, Makoto? Did you need something? Yeah, actually, I just wanted to check something. It's about how Sakura wanted to meet with you. How'd you know about that? Did you maybe gaze into my soul? Have your special abilities awakened in you? But I'm not the only one she wanted to meet with. Ogar told me herself that she asked Byakuya and Toko to come too, so you did meet with her. What? When did Sakura tell you that? Oh, well... When she asked me to meet with her, of course. But didn't she write you a note? Yeah, a note she gave it to me in person, and she happened to mention the others like in passing. I gotta be honest, this is super suspicious. So then you went and met with Sakura? No way, I totally didn't. Why would I ever do that? Yeah, definitely suspicious. The last time I saw Ogar was when Hina got hurt and I took her to the nurse's office. I haven't seen her since then. While I'm here, could you show me the note she gave you? Oh, do I still have it? Let's see. Hiro was feeling around in his pockets. Sorry, looks like I don't have it anymore. With a big goofy smile on his face, he pulled his hands back out of his pockets. But when he did, I saw something flutter to the ground. Something had fallen out of Hiro's pocket. Huh? Man! Quick as the wind, Hiro snatched it back up again and shoved it back into his pocket. Sorry, just a bit of trash I forgot to throw out. Trash? Anyway, I can't deny that Ogar asked me to meet with me. But I never went. So well, if you excuse me. Before waiting for a reply, Hiro quickly slipped back into his room. Hiro said that was just trash, but there's no way that's all there was to it. Yeah, that's the same as that candy wrapper. So maybe he did meet with her, maybe they shared one, who knows? Okay, so I've heard from Toko and Hiro, what next? I definitely have to look at the actual crime scene again, but on top of that, maybe I should find out more about the protein can we found on the floor of the rec room. I'm sure it must have come from the chem lab. So where should I start? Alright, our investigation is going well. So far, I don't really have a main suspect. Nothing so far, but I like the theory that someone poisoned her and then someone tried to kill her. I like that a lot. Still not sure about the locked room though. How did that come to be? I mean, Makoto seems to think it definitely can't have been made from the outside, it must have been from the inside. But we saw the shards of glass from the window underneath the protein drink. And if we were the only ones that broke the window, the shards would not go underneath the can. So that's really weird, so but let's see, if the can was Sakura's and it's poison like I think it is, then if she dropped it, if she was the one that dropped it, or maybe it was picked up by the killer to smash the window from the outside. They said a can, I'm not sure how strong that is, but I don't know, we'll see, we'll have to find more clues. Anyways, for now, that's all the time we have, so thank you guys for watching, hope you enjoyed some more Danganronpa, and as usual, don't miss the next episode because I won't. I will see you all next time.